Hey everyone, Sam here, and today I'll be walking through how to quickly make a website using tools like Hostinger and WordPress. And before I kind of get into things and begin real quick, I think there's kind of a general misconception out there that websites are such a heavy lift and need years of coding and cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And while that could be true for some larger companies or corporations or some of those larger websites and heavier lifts, for others like smaller businesses and individuals, it really couldn't be further from the truth. And that's kind of the point of this video here today, is to kind of show you in 10 minutes, give or take a few minutes, that you can set up a fully functioning site with some of these tools. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that it's only going to take 10 minutes from start to finish, as any kind of like customization or personal changes and personal preferences will also add to that time. This is just kind of a really quick high-level walkthrough, just putting it out there that creating a website does not have to be this huge, enormous lift. And I've already set this up personally, but I'll still walk through all of the steps it takes kind of from start to finish from scratch. So no worries there. So now without further ado, let's kind of get into things. So first, you just kind of want to go to the Hostinger website. This is an affiliate link from Central Media. Just kind of a link. It will be linked below if you just kind of want to help out the channel and support it. But we'll click here, claim deal, and it'll take you down to kind of 3 different options. Now, if you see, you have the business plan, which looks like the most popular here for about $3.99 per month, the premium plan for $2.99 per month, and the cloud startup at $9.99 per month. Of course, for these plans, they kind of offer different things based off your needs. But for now, I think I'm just gonna go with the business plan, but be sure to kind of read through these and understand the differences and make sure that they best kind of tailor to what you're looking for. So here we clicked choose plan, add to cart, and then of course you're gonna have to kind of choose a duration. For this example, it doesn't really like quite matter just because I'm showing you how to set it up and stuff. But don't pay for the 1 month. There's a setup fee. You have to pay for a domain, and all in all, these other options are vastly cheaper. So for this example, we're just gonna do the 12 month. And then you will create your account. Like I said in the beginning, I have already gone through all these steps, but I really wanted to kind of start from scratch for you all. So you will create an account, and then of course the payment, you'll just go through that, and then you'll hit submit secure payment, and then you'll go to another page. But before you hit submit payment, be sure to type in the code Santrell10, and that will give you 10% off as well. And so when you do finally hit submit, it'll take you to a page, you'll hit start now. And like I said, I already did this, but you can skip a lot of the beginning stuff, and then it'll take you to a page to create your own domain. So kind of in the search bar there, you'll just type in kind of what you want your domain to be. And for this example and kind of example's sake, I went ahead and created it, but we did a photography example kind of called Photography with Sam, right? And then of course you want the .com at the end of it, so you'll kind of have to, filter and pick and choose, and you'll kind of have to search if the domain is available. But if it is, you'll hit continue, and then it'll give you some options about kind of primary details, location, and all that, and you'll just finish setting up from there. So this is what the official dashboard will look like when it's kind of all set up. You can see my domain up here in the website. Now a lot of this I've already done, but like I said, I kind of wanted to start from scratch. But this is just kind of a high level overview of what this kind of dashboard will look like. You'll have advanced databases, all this stuff on the left here too. So while we're here at the dashboard, the next step is to install WordPress. Again, I've already done this, as you can kind of see, but for you, you'll go down to website, you'll go to auto installer, and you'll select WordPress, and then you'll install it there. And when you're in there, you'll input kind of the title of what you want your site to be, your email, username, your password, all that. You'll install it, and then it'll install WordPress on this website. And then finally, you can either click, visit site within Hostinger, or you can do your domain /wp/admin/ to basically bookmark for future references, and that's how you will log in the future to your WordPress dashboard. And this is what it looks like. This is kind of the dashboard. Obviously, there's some stuff here that's already, been done. You might not see all this if you're just starting off, but this is kind of what it looks like. Obviously, on the left, you have posts, media, pages, comments, Elementor, the page builder, templates, WordPress forms, you got your plugins, users, kind of everything you need to really get your website started. And so kind of the next step is you're wanting to scroll down, go to appearance, click on that, and you're going to want to install something called Astra. And obviously it has already been installed here, but this is kind of just some templates that you can use to basically build your website out from that people have already created. And when you're installing it, make sure you come back here once it is installed and activate it. That's a common mistake. Sometimes it won't show up, but make sure it's activated, and then you can start diving into the world of templates. And then when that's done, you'll see something over on the right screen when you do download it called Starter Templates. You'll want to install that as well, because that's where you'll kind of browse. And if I go into Starter Templates here, we'll just click on it real quick. We'll do Build with Templates. And it takes you to all of these options just kind of based off what your business is, whether it's a local business, personal care, professionals, personal sites, community, e-commerce, blog. And this is just where you can just choose the best template for your business. And obviously there's kind of some different options here. There's some premium options that you likely have to pay more for, but they have a lot of good starter templates here that you can just build your website from someone who's already made this template. And for me, for this example's sake, it's a photography business, right? So you could search, photography templates up top. It would then return some options for you. But again, if you're selling stuff like courses or clothing or whatever, they do have e-commerce templates over here as well. And then finally, when you do pick one, you have an option for some of the initial setup. Like you can upload your own logo to show up in the top left here on this template. You can do different fonts. Maybe you don't want this one, and you can do Playfair or Montserrat or anything like that. And then you can do a color palette. Let's say your logo or business is red and white or red and black or purple. You can choose a different color palette based off what your business's colors are. So that's a pretty cool feature. So I went ahead and chose one. I haven't made any changes to this, and obviously we are not done with this because none of this is Photography with Sam stuff, but you can see kind of the template that I chose and how it's set up. You have this giant photo here that's kind of blacked out that would be good for, one of your best photos to really draw eyes. You have stuff up here from different pages about home, about services, take action if you're wanting to book clients for your photography business, more events. You can keep scrolling down and scroll down, and you can kind of tailor which page and kind of the scrolling to what you want it to be, essentially. All in all, everything is basically there for you to take it and kind of run with it. And up at the top here, it says edit with Elementor, and we can now edit kind of the entire site here, as Elementor is the page builder that we'll be using. It's a really nice kind of drag and drop option with options like adding images, headers, text, buttons, dividers. You can edit the existing ones or add more, and this is kind of why so many people choose Elementor. It really is just really easy to use. It is broken up by sections here too, so it's kind of outlined here kind of with the purple, and then if you go to the other one, it's outlined in purple, and that's a really nice way to kind of check where you're at and what you're editing. So for example, if I wanted to add another button here, it's a really easy drag and drop. You can edit the link, you can edit the text, the type, the background, the color, basically everything there between style and more things like that, just with a simple drag the button, drop it over where you want it. It really does make it extremely easy. As far as text, you just double click, and the title here, you can change it, explore the world. You can just type that back in. But like I said, it's really easy. Just double click, drag, drop. It's a really seamless page builder. Now, obviously you can add sections, you can take out sections, you can add images, take out images, edit images, all of that. But as you're doing all this, make sure you are saving your work. So you'll just go over here, click on the update, and you'll just click that and it'll save your work. Now, be sure to do this too. You can click responsive mode button down here at the bottom. The bar up top kind of pops up and it'll show you kind of the different setups between, mobile, tablet, desktop, and make sure that it looks good on mobile too. I know a lot of people might, be work chopping images, work chopping buttons or text, and it might look great on a laptop or on a tablet with that wider screen, but as soon as you go vertically, it might look all wonky. So be sure that you're kind of double checking your work as you go. And then if there's something that, you don't like on mobile, you can click it, you can go over to advanced, you can scroll to responsiveness or responsive down at the bottom here, and you can hide it on mobile, or you can show it. You can hide it, you can show it. You can do the same thing, if you want to hide something on desktop that looks good on mobile, or hide something on tablet that looks good on mobile. And this is a really cool option where you can kind of tailor the different views for a different device. Now, kind of a quick crash course here on the dashboard. We'll start with posts, and posts obviously can apply to your blog. So this is kind of where you will have all of your posts here, and kind of you can add new ones and delete old ones and kind of reorganize based off tags, categories, and authors. And now over here, we can go down to pages, and pages are kind of everything that you have on your website, like I said, up in the top anchor between about or contact or home or things like that. And be sure to make sure you're updating them or kind of deleting the ones that you don't need. And then down here is plugins. Obviously, we have Elementor and Hostinger. We have the starter templates. And we have some things that we may not need in there too. So make sure you're filtering out the ones you don't need. Make sure you're activating the ones that you do need. If there's any issues that, maybe Elementor isn't working, be sure you come in here and make sure it's activated first. And finally, kind of down in the settings, just make sure all of this information is correct between your site title and kind of the naming convention. And make sure you're adding an S to your site URLs, obviously, and make sure you have the SSL. Under permalinks, you obviously have some options here too, between like plain, day and name, but I really just kind of recommend post name. For most people, this will be kind of the easiest way to manage all of the posts that you have and publish on your site. Of course, for larger projects and sectionings, you can do custom structures as well. Wow, so that was a lot between Hostinger, WordPress, Elementor, getting some starter templates with Astra. I know I didn't cover everything, and yes, I know we didn't build a full website between changing the images and all that in 10-ish minutes. Like I said, it's just obviously this video is within 10 minutes, give or take a few, but this is really just kind of a crash course of getting one up and running. So all that's left for you to do is essentially drag and drop, optimize, customize, and make sure it's how you want it to look and run. So I hope this was super helpful. Check out the channel for more business and marketing tools, tips and tricks, and I will see you in the next video.